Hi everybody, Pastor Charlie here from New Hope Lutheran Church. Welcome to Pastor Charlie's Toolbox. So we are really starting to get into winter here, and of course one of the fun parts about winter is snowmobiling. And so I want to pull out my snowmobile, and I'm really excited about that. So here it is. You know, a snowmobile is made to go on snow, right? And because of that, it's got skis, metal skis on the front and a rubber track underneath at the back, but while that goes good on snow, it really doesn't move very well on concrete, not a concrete floor at all. And the problem is there's too much friction. You're trying to drag something hard against something hard. And so the question is, can that be overcome? Can we do something about friction? And I got thinking, yeah, we can. I mean, if we first think, how do we normally overcome friction on a concrete floor? How come most other things move easy on this floor, but this thing won't? And the answer is wheels. Wheels. So, I do have wheels. I have a set of these. They're for my scaffolding, but they roll nicely along and they also turn. So, I just don't know how to hook them on my snowmobile. The other option, some kind of a cart where you have a piece of plywood and on the back you put wheels and just let it roll on that. Of course, these wheels don't spin around or turn, so you can't really steer it that well. Luckily, when it comes to moving a snowmobile on concrete though, someone had an idea, kind of a revolutionary idea. So revolutionary you could call it an epiphany. It was like this thought came to them and they went with that because it was something so different, something nobody had thought of before, and it was so clear. What if you could put temporary wheels on a snowmobile so it can roll on a hard surface and then just take them off again quickly to go out on the snow? And so I got myself some. Three of these things, something like this. Three little carts. They have wheels that spin around, and these are made for the skis to slide in. So the skis fit right in there. So you just let the weight of the snowmobile hold them. To help hold them, they've got rubber on them. And the flat one here is for underneath the track. So I'll put that one on. And now, you can roll it all over real easy. Real easy. It rolls around. It's an epiphany someone had. Think of something in a whole new way. You know, when someone has such a remarkable new insight into life or inventing something, like temporary wheels for a snowmobile, we call that an epiphany because it gets to be a whole new way of thinking about things. And the reason I bring this up right now is because just this past week on January the 6th, we celebrated the day of Epiphany. And we also began a new season in the church year, which is called also Epiphany. And the reason why that name was chosen is because the season starts with the day of Epiphany, when we celebrate that the three wise men found the baby Jesus. Now, that might not sound like much of a new idea on its own, but they came to honor him, and they brought him gifts to do that. And you can find the story in Matthew 2 here. But what not all of us realize is that those wise men, they didn't belong to the same religious circles that Mary and Joseph and Jesus and all the Jews belonged to. They weren't considered to be descendants of Abraham, but had come from some other family. They were referred to as Gentiles by the Jewish people. And they were people without a connection to the Jews. And the Jews felt that the promised Messiah would be only for them alone. So what makes the wise men so amazing is that they were the first outsiders to recognize Jesus for who he is, the promised Messiah, not just for the Jews, but for everyone. And so the Epiphany here, the startling new idea is that God of the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Joseph, Jacob actually, is not only open to taking in Gentiles, but actually welcomes them in and wants them to be a part of God's family. So, for all of those of us who are outside of that family, who might not feel like, well, we don't belong to that club, it actually means God does welcome us all in without even asking us for any credentials. And we, in turn, are to welcome others in, including them in an even wider family. This huge family, this family of God, can get bigger and bigger and bigger because it doesn't exclude anyone. And that, you could say, well, that's an epiphany.